Alright guys, what's going on? It's Kage, and welcome to today's video where I'm going to be doing my opening on my chronojet stride deck set for overdress. So when I heard that this was being released, I was actually really excited because I know I've mentioned it before, but when I started Vanguard, I started with G, even though V was out, and I started with Time Leap slash, Gear Chronicle. So while this doesn't Time Leap specifically, while it's not Time Leap themed, I was still really excited and I pre-ordered it when I could. Sadly, I didn't get the premium version, but oh well. So yeah, I am really excited. So let me get this cracked open and let us see what is inside. So this, I think, is going to be an interesting product for beginners. Also I think it's cool that this kind of fits a 2-in-1 demographic. You have the new players, and then you also have the people who started with G, and this is like a nice, I guess you call it like legacy type set. Plus, this is an easier way to be introduced into the stride mechanic, which I will go over. So this does have a sleeve you gotta take off. Really, really nice. Then there's the box. I'm gonna set the sleeve off to the side. And we are going to open the box. So at the very top we have our acrylic markers, which look really nice. Then we also have a sticker sheet for said markers, which actually, because of me and my friends doing like the remote fights, I think these might actually come in handy. So then here we have our deck. Now, is there anything else underneath this? Give me just a second. No, there is not. Okay, just making sure. So that's everything in the box, and you can use this box as a storage box, as we've seen with like Majesty Lord Blaster and Sanctuary Guard Dragon special deck sets. Just gonna move these off to the side as well. And here is our deck. So let me get this open. And let's get this little plastic wrap off. This little plastic ring. There we go. So here is the deck, and in the deck you get 4 copies of Chronojet Dragon. So this Chronojet Dragon is the exact same as the G era Chronojet, but I will read its skill. Auto Van GB2. So for people who, maybe haven't seen my other videos or didn't play G, GB stands for Generation Break. And what that was a mechanic in G where it was like where your G zone, the amount of G units you had face up. So that was on Van or in the G zone. So if you had 1 stride on your Vanguard, you were at GB1. And then the more you had, the more units you had face up, the more GB you had. And most cards usually maxed out at like GB3. Although there was GB8s for all the clans at one point. So chronojet says auto van GB2. When this unit attacks a vanguard until the end of that battle, this unit gets +5, and your opponent cannot call grade 1 or greater cards from hand to guardian circle. So a nice little guard restriction. And then auto van. When your G unit strides during your turn, counterblast 1 and choose one of your opponent's rear guards and put it to the bottom of the deck. So this basically is the original chronojet. I'm probably going to run a couple of my holos I have from the original because I really like it. I like the holo ones, obviously. And yeah, it's really cool that we have the chronojet now in overdress. Next, we do have our ride deck. So we have Chronodran, which is your generic G starter. Mazer Gear Dragon. When this unit is placed by riding from Chronodran, draw a card, and you get a Chronojet Dragon crest. So the crest is what allows you to stride, which we will cover that once we get to it. And then Smoke Gear, which says when this unit is rode upon by a grade 3 Chronojet and its card name, Soul Blast 1, search your deck for up to one grade 3 card revealed, put it to your hand. So this is important because the way the turns go in your vanguard turns when you stride is stand, draw, ride, stride. So because it's activating on the ride phase, if you don't have another grade 3 in hand, so you have to discard cards that equal grade 3 or more to stride. But there is some ways around that, and I will get to that when we get to that. So next, I am running 3 copies of Steam Fighter Ballyhoo. And Ballyhoo are not running. This is just stuff in the deck. This isn't really a deck profile. I'm showing you what you get. So, continuous rear guard, GB2. Or is that? Hold on. Yeah, that's GB2. During your turn, if any player's rear guard was put on the bottom of their deck this turn, this unit gets +10. When this card is discarded from hand for the cost of stride, draw a card. So this does essentially refund the cost of striding because you're technically -1 in hand size. But this card basically says, you know, well, replace me. Next is 4 copies of Upstream Dragon, and Upstream says auto GB1, auto rear GB1. When this unit attacks a vanguard, if this unit gets +5 until the end of the battle. At the end of the battle, put this unit on the bottom of the deck. Search your deck for up to one grade 1, call it to the back row, and shuffle your deck. So really nice. It's able to help. You can use this in combination with like Gungram or a couple other cards. I'm probably going to be tweaking this deck a little bit once I have time to actually sit down and look at it more. And then finally for the grade 2s in the deck, you have 4 copies of Steam Fighter. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. Argalanda. Man, it's been a while since I played Gear Chronicle. When this unit is put on Guardian Circle, Soul Blast 1, and this unit gets +5 shield till the end of the battle. If your G zone has a face-up card, so GB1, it gets +10,000 instead. So 15k shield, really nice. Alright, so moving on to the grade 1s of the deck that it comes with. So it comes with 4 copies of Arlim, which is your PG, And it's the same skills like recusal hate, where if you have one or less cards in hand when you place it, you don't have to discard. I am so glad that they gave it this skill, because this was one of the original PGs for Gear Chronicle. Next it comes with 4 copies of Steam Breath Dragon. So let me double check. Yep, thought so. So continuous hand. While you are paying the cost for Stride, this card may be discarded as a grade 3. So this is basically your Stride fodder of the deck. Back in G, this was the original Stride fodder. Every deck had a grade 1 that said treated as a grade 3 for Stride, which was able to save you. So if you didn't have a grade 3 in hand, but you had this, you know, it saved you having to discard like 2 cards or 3 cards. And then the other ability is hand. If you have a Chronojet Dragon Crest, discard, search your deck or drop for up to 1 grade 3 with Chronojet and its card name, reveal it, put it into your hand, and if you search your deck, shuffle. Really nice, able to search you out the stuff you need. Also nice to have the Stride fodder. Next is 4 copies of Gear Screw of Magnetic yeah, I'm sorry, I'm tired. I cannot read today. But this card says, during your turn, if any player's rear guard was put on the bottom of their deck this turn, this gets +5. And then continuous GB1, this unit gets intercept and can intercept from the back row. So that is actually really nice, because you're able to... That's the one problem with grade 1s, is that they're not able to intercept. It kind of reminds me of the Krems and Luard, giving your grade 1s intercept, but the problem is that's not from the back row. And then rounding off the grade 1s is 4 copies of Steam Battler GG, or sorry, Steam Scar GG. When this unit is placed on rear guard, if you have a Chronojet Dragon Crest, Soul Blast 2, draw a card. This unit is placed by your card's ability. This unit gets +5. And yeah, that is it for the grade 1s. Now moving in to the grade, and here's the other copy of Ballyhoo. I don't know why they had it in the back. So then moving on to the triggers that they give us. They give us a second copy of the Dark States over trigger. Now, I was actually half expecting them to give us the kind of Cray Elemental one, but I'm very happy that they gave us the Dark States one, especially for this set. So, yeah, it's weird to see it in common, but I mean, I will happily take it as a common over the other one, because I think this is going to help the Chronojet set even more. Then they give us 4 crit, 4 draw, 3 front, and 4 heal. So kind of your stereotypical trial deck trigger lineup. So moving on to what I'm actually most excited for is the G-Zone. So we get 4 copies of Chrono Dragon Next Stage. One of them being SP. I think I'm going to pick up more of this guy because I love the full art look. So, Chrono Dragon Next Stage says... So, the stride step, it explains how to stride. Basically, both you and your opponent have to be grade 3, discard a grade 3, stride. Auto Van GB2 at the end of the battle that this unit attacked, counterblast 1 and discard 2 cards from your hand. You put it into the G zone face up, choose one of your vanguards with chronojet and its card name, and turn it face, and then stand it. So this is actually a bit of a better version of the original chronojet, of the original next stage. Because the original one was you had to discard 3. I forget where I was going with this, but this is a much better this is the better next stage compared to the original G Stride one. And then they also give us 4 copies of Interdimensional Dragon, Fate Rider Dragon. Again, I'm picking up the full, I love this artwork of the SP. And then this one says, Auto Van, at the beginning, when this unit attacks, counterblast 1, and G flip a card while it's turning unit in the G zone face up. So basically that means you would, if I'm on the SP, you would flip this, so you'd be at GB2. So, anyway, back to what I was reading. Thank you. Where was I? Turn a card, G flip a card, and put a rear guard on the bottom of your deck. Search your deck for up to 1 card with grade +1 of the card put on the bottom of the deck. The furthest cost, call it to rear guard, shuffle the deck, choose one of your units. It gets +5 for each face-up card in the G zone. So this effect reminds me heavily of Time Leap. So basically, as I had kind of hinted before when I had started, I play Time Leap. And what Time Leap is you would bind a card from the field. You will call a card with grade +1. And then at the end of the turn, the Time Leap card went to the bottom of the deck. This kind of takes from what what V did a little bit. It's not specifically Time Leap, but it reminds me heavily of Time Leap, which makes me really happy because I love Time Leap. And then finally, for the final card that is included in this deck set, is the crest. And the crest says, continuous, you can perform stride and cannot ride grade 3 or greater cards other without chronojet in their card names. Continuous, the original power of your grade 3 card with chronojet and its card name becomes 13. During your turn, if you have a grade 3 or greater vanguard with chronojet and its card name, all of your front row get +5 for each face-up card in the G zone. And then auto at the beginning of your battle phase, choose up to one of your grade 3 or greater rear guards and increase or decrease its grade to 0. Wait, what? Wait. Choose one of your grade 3 or greater rear guards and increase or decrease its grade to 0 until the end of the turn. Oh, I know why. But actually, no, I don't. So yeah, that is the crest. Is what lets you stride. And yeah, that is the Chronojet Stride deck set for you guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Now, something I'm hoping they do, because of the way some of the stuff is worded, I'm wondering if Bushy is going to give us support for the Stride deck sets. So are they going to give us like a special set with, like a special booster box specifically for Chronojet? Or I know the Messiah Stride deck set was revealed. So are they going to give us something like that for Messiah? And I am debating if I'm going to pick up the Messiah one or not. But yeah, I really hope Bushy continues to support this, as I know a lot of people are going to love the deck, me included. And overall, it's a really, really cool deck. And yeah, so anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. See ya.